Journalist Charlie lives in Cairo with his wife and two children, having moved there for work. One day, Charlie's younger daughter Katie disappears, and she isn't found until 8 years later, inside an ancient sarcophagus recovered from the site of a plane crash. The girl is alive, but barely. She doesn't speak and spends most of her time in a catatonic state. Hoping to speed up her recovery, Charlie brings Katie home, only to realize that something is still deeply, fundamentally wrong with her. When a movie's English language title includes the director's name, it usually means one of two things. Either the director's name is a brand in itself, like Tim Burton, which guarantees an audience, or the studio is trying to distinguish the film from similarly titled projects. In the case of Lee Cronin's The Mummy, it seems to be the latter, but after watching the film, it feels more like Cronin's name was added because of his own ambitions. By his third feature, the Irish filmmaker has fully entered "I don't care, this is my vision" territory. Lee Cronin first attracted attention with the folk horror film The Hole in the Ground, which wasn't an international box office sensation, but definitely left an impression on genre fans. His big breakthrough came in 2023 when he wrote and directed Evil Dead Rise, one of the strongest entries in the franchise, inventive, brutal, and soaked in an atmosphere thick as tar. But continuing to churn out sequels apparently didn't interest him, so Cronin moved on to The Mummy, a horror film unrelated to the Brendan Fraser adventure series, the more recent Tom Cruise action movie, or the old Universal franchise. Cronin's The Mummy really does have little in common with any of its namesakes, resembling Evil Dead Rise more than anything else, just repackaged under different circumstances. In that film, the story centered on a family terrorized by a possessed mother. Here, the danger once again comes from within the family, lurking inside one of the daughters. During the first hour, Cronin at least tries to do something original and build a distinctive world. But by the climax, he fully switches into Evil Dead mode, with half the cast succumbing to the curse and behaving exactly like the demonically possessed Deadites from the classic series. The sense of déjà vu is heightened by the fact that Cronin deliberately employs the same visual style he used in Evil Dead Rise. The urban apartment building setting has been swapped for Middle Eastern exoticism, but Cronin's fingerprints are unmistakable. Meticulously composed split-focus shots, extreme close-ups, masterful shadow play, and a level of brutality and graphic gore intense enough to test even hardened horror fans. One funeral scene in particular leaves you staring at the screen with a raised eyebrow. Am I really seeing this in a major studio release and not some trashy trauma knockoff? How much you enjoy The Mummy ultimately depends on why you watch horror movies in the first place. If you love the genre for heightened emotions, unexpected metaphors, and creative experimentation, this film will probably disappoint you. It's derivative cinema with major pacing and structural problems overall. The 2-hour and 15-minute runtime is blatantly excessive. The story goes in circles and repeats itself, and Cronin seems to have lacked a tough producer willing to rein him in and force him to tighten things up. But for viewers who come to horror for the blood, makeup effects, and practical gore, The Mummy absolutely delivers. In that respect, Cronin has crafted an almost perfect genre amusement ride. And the fact that the film grossed 4 times its budget at the box office sends a pretty clear message to the filmmakers behind the recent Exorcist reboot, for example. This is how you make crowd-pleasing entertainment when you have no new ideas left but still need to entertain the masses.